How's it going, fam? Welcome back to Erica's EDC, and today I'm going to show you what I carry every single day and what I use those items for. This is a highly requested video. I've done this so many times, but for new subscribers, or if those videos got kind of buried in the algorithm, I'm gonna do an updated one today. So I'll show you kind of where I put everything, explain briefly what it's used for, and hopefully that will help you guys have a better understanding as to why I carry what I carry. And I'm kind of hoping maybe it influences you guys to try some new items as well if you live a similar lifestyle to me. So we'll do kind of like a pocket dump first. I'll show you where everything is coming out of, then we'll talk about it. So I'm gonna stand up and just show you. I have Filson dry tin pants on today. I've been working with my dogs all day. However, I work with dogs for my job too, but these pants are really rugged and durable. I really enjoy them. So front left pocket is my pen, my field notes notebook, boring chapstick, and my pocket crucifix. In my back left pocket, we have my hank. My back right pocket has my minimalist wallet, which I don't normally carry it in my back left pocket because I don't like to sit on it, but I haven't really sat down once today, so it's chilling back there, at least for now. On my belt right here, because there are no knife laws in New Hampshire, I can carry whatever I want. And today we are sporting the Bark River water moccasin in Magna Cut. And then my front right pocket has my Streamlight Wedge XT flashlight. In the watch pocket, I have my Victorinox Bantam that's been recovered by Josh Francis at Knife Guy Mods in red linen micarta with orange G10 liners. And then down in the right front pocket, I have my Knipex water pump pliers, the 5-inch ones, in this Lynch Northwest and Redeemed Creations slip. And lastly, my traditional knife, which is housed in a Michael Richter leather slip. And today we are carrying the Case Sodbuster Jr. in carbon steel. And this has also been recovered by Josh Francis at Knife Guy Mods. This is the Slater configuration with micarta and orange G10 liners. Now, this looks like a lot, and that's because it is. I am a knife reviewer, so it doesn't really make sense for me to not carry these tools, because then I wouldn't be able to test and review them. So I carry a lot of stuff. That way I can actually use it, put it through the paces, and then at the end of the month give you guys an honest review on how it actually performed, as opposed to assuming how it would perform. So let's talk a little bit about what I use my gear for. We'll go over the traditional knife first because that's what I have in hand. So every day I carry a traditional slip joint pocket knife. This is generally my food prep knife, so I'm sure a lot of you guys can relate to this. The kitchen knives are garbage here. They're trash, they're dull, they're chipped, they're poor quality, and they suck. So I use my pocket knife. And I actually enjoy using it because over time it builds a patina, especially with the diet that I eat. I've mentioned this before, but I eat kind of a carnivore diet. I really only eat meat, fruits, and veggies, and basically no carbs unless they're low glycemic. It's just what works best for my body. And, you know, with the fruit and the veggies and the meat, my knives pick up a gnarly patina. It's really cool. So literally, like, a day of eating for me is like a couple pieces of fruit and then a large steak, and that's it. And I don't know about you guys, but in New Hampshire, the groceries are like really not that expensive. So I'll buy a huge steak. It's like literally a foot long, like a huge Angus steak for $5. I cook the whole thing. I cut it in half, and I eat half of that huge steak for my one meal of the day, and melt like Irish cheese on it, and then I eat the other half the next day. But like literally it cost me a total of like $3 $3.50 to eat per day like that. And it's just what makes me feel the best. So I get to use my knife for that, cutting up fruits and veggies and my steak. And obviously, because I can't take this knife apart, I run it in a leather slip. That way dirt and debris does not get stuck in that pivot area. It doesn't get beat up in my pocket. So, and I just like leather. So I always run my traditional knives in a leather slip of sorts. And then I have my main blade. Now this can vary between a folding knife clipped to my pocket or a fixed blade, because we are testing fixed blades. This is what I've been carrying lately, is just a fixed blade on my belt. And this is my utility knife. So this is for everything else. This is for the box cutting, the package opening, the rope cutting, the dog food processing, feed bags, any type of utility task. That's what my fixed blade does. And surprisingly, they get a lot of use. My dogs also eat a raw diet. They eat predominantly meat, bone and organ, and then a little bit of fruits and veggies. Please do your research before even thinking about doing that with your dog. Like, that's a whole other video, as with my diet, but we're not talking about that today. So they eat a raw food diet, lots of game processing, lots of meat processing, and that's what my fixed blades see a lot. I've recorded that on the channel, processing wild hair, processing huge fish, bones like marrow bones and femur bones. It's all on the channel under the knife testing playlist. You can see kind of how I use my knives. They're sometimes used as pry bars to pry frozen meat and bones apart, but that's what my knives are used for. Then obviously we have a wallet. You guys know what I would use that for, self-explanatory. This is the Failsafe Goods Sidewinder wallet in Crazy Horse leather. Beautiful minimalist wallet, highly recommend it. It's the one and only wallet that I use, basically. All right, notebook and pen. This is a very lost form of communication. However, for me, it is absolutely necessary. I record everything in here, from video ideas to items that I have coming in for testing, because sometimes I don't get like a tracking number. It'll be somebody like sending me something through Instagram, and I will write it down so that if it doesn't show up like a month later, I can contact that person and be like, hey, I remember you told me you sent something. I haven't gotten it yet. Did you actually send it out? I record everything in my notebook. I use my notebook all day, every day. I write a lot of like quotes in here, or things to remember or be aware of. I really like holding myself accountable with my notebook. So if I realize something that I want to work on, like a character flaw that I would like to improve on, I'll write it down in my notebook, and I literally use it for everything. Like, this, writing something down physically is so important to me. Bandana. I don't use this a ton in the winter months, but now that it's warming up, these are super useful, especially when you have dogs and they're dirty. I use it to wipe my knives down, to wipe all types of stuff down. You guys know what the deal is with that. Chapstick, we already know. Pocket crucifix, kind of just, something that I carry for myself. We don't have to get into the politics of that. The Swiss Army knife. So I normally carry a Victorinox Super Tinker. That is still my most highly recommended EDC multi-tool of all time. However, now that we're modding these, I'm obviously carrying and testing this. It does not have the toothpick and tweezers. However, out of the toothpick and tweezers, I use the toothpick the most. I actually probably use it every day, and luckily I do keep a spare one in my wallet so that I always have one. And I could put the tweezers in there if I wanted to, I just don't use them as often. So it doesn't bother me that this does not have the toothpick and tweezer carrier, that's fine. But I do have, my bottle opener, screwdriver, and light pry bar, which sees a lot of use, and a main blade. So this is getting tested and reviewed. Like I said, obviously the Super Tinker is my go-to multi-tool, but I'm loving this so far. Very cool. And just kind of talking about multi-tools and pliers in general, these more fall into my day-to-day job. So like at home, I tinker with things all the time. Like I work on knives, I sharpen knives, I try to fix things myself. So I kind of just like being prepared for that in general. But at work, I work with dogs. I work at a non-profit where we rescue dogs, rehab them, train them to be service dogs for veterans with PTSD, MST, and TBI. And we are a non-profit, so that means we try to penny pinch everywhere we can, including like maintenance on the property and the facility, right? Like basically the mindset is when you're a non-profit, always try to do it yourself first to save money. So I am the handyman at work. It's only girls that work there, basically. So, you know, I've mentioned before, like doing the plumbing type stuff, working on the toilets when they break, like anything like that. It's like a call Erica situation. So I always have, you know, a little toolkit on me, pliers, pry bar, screwdriver, stuff like that, just to be useful because I really do a lot of the maintenance stuff at work. Anytime anything goes wrong, it's like, where the hell is Erica? So, especially the water pump pliers. Our toilets, for some reason, just give us hell. The flushers are always breaking, so I use multi-tools a lot at work, surprisingly. So, there's that. And then lastly, a flashlight. I think everyone should carry a flashlight, but for me, also at work, I work the night shift, so I work 2 p.m. to 10 p.m. and I have to let the dogs out. Like last let out is at like 9:30. It's pitch black out and every single dog in the facility has to go out, go potty. So you have to use a flashlight, obviously. So I use my flashlight every single day. Absolutely necessary to carry a flashlight for my lifestyle. I'm outside at night a lot. How else are you gonna see? Yes, I have headlamps. I don't know. I don't bring a headlamp to work. I just don't mind using this at all. And it gives me a chance to test flashlights for the channel, right? I use one every single day. It's a perfect test. So that's what I carry. It obviously fluctuates a little bit depending on the seasons, what I'm testing and reviewing, stuff like that. But generally speaking, that is the type of setup that I run for the lifestyle that I live. I hike a lot. I am outdoors all the time. I just live a very outdoorsy lifestyle, so I carry a lot of gear and I genuinely do get to use it a lot. But that's what I use and carry and test. So let me know if that gave you any ideas on what you can carry. Let me know what your pocket dump is today. I always love hearing about what you guys are carrying. And remember that, you know, some things might seem redundant and some things might seem unnecessary, or it might even seem like there's too much. But remember that if you have a mindset like me, our duty is to not only be useful to ourselves, but to other people in the community. So sometimes it's really important to carry other pieces of gear that maybe aren't super useful to you all day, every day, but they could help somebody else. That's super important to me, is like being an asset to my community. So if I can carry like a small tool set and be useful to not only myself, but other people, it makes me feel really good. So I try to just be, you know, prepared. And obviously you guys know my personal protection is a Ruger LC9S with a crimson trace. I am very specifically not showing that right now. You guys know exactly why, but let me know down in the comments what you guys run. Go use your shit. Learn how to sharpen your knives. I will see you on the next video. I love you so much, fam. Take care.